Welcome. Welcome to the March 28, 2018 Board of Trustees meeting. Tonight we will start the meeting as we usually do with a Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. Tonight's moment of silence are for all of those people in Delhi and that we love and know that are suffering through something right now. And we just want to keep them all in our prayers. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you so very much. All right, we'll start out with the approval of the minutes, Mr. Luby.
Motion 2018-055, approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting held on March 14th, 2018, and dispense with the reading.
I have a motion 2018-055.
Second motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Passes.
Motion 2018-056, approve bills for payment.
I have a motion 2018-056.
Second motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion 2018-057, approve the payment of overtime for pay period ending March 27th, 2018.
I have a motion 2018-057.
Second motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes. Okay, report from the fiscal officer, Mr. Luby.
Resolution 2018-038, resolution approving purchase order obligations incurred on behalf of the Township by the Township Administrator, authorizing payment of certain purchase order obligations and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second motion to dispense.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2018-039, resolution amending appropriations for expenses and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading of the resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Motion 2018-058, adjusting the hourly rate of Lindsay E. Helmers, Assistant Fiscal Officer, to $28 per hour, effective April 5th, 2018.
I have a motion 2018-058.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion passes.
As far as significant transactions since the last meeting, we had payroll on 322 of $300,000. It was about $50,000 higher due to the police comp payout, which was $43,000, and we also had $5,000 of vacation payout. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Trustee correspondence, Trustee Seavey.
I have two items tonight. The first is Delhi Township is a member of the Ohio Township Association, in which there's 1,300, and we're also part of what's called CLOUT, which is the Coalition of Large Urban Townships in the state of Ohio. I'm currently going to represent the Southwest region into CLOUT and attended the first board meeting this week. First topic of discussion was school safety. So I'll keep all of you included in the information as we learn more about what the larger townships are experiencing and what the priorities are going to be. Secondly, I had a great morning with one of our residents, Mrs. Rachel Lubbers, and we had a great talk about items of interest, ecologically, green, and just really community ideas. And part of our conversation led to us to say, maybe this is the time for Delhi to develop a Delhi Women's Club. So I'm putting it out there. Anyone that's interested, you can get back to me, and I'll reach Rachel. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Trustee Davis, excuse me.
I do have one quick thing. One of the consistent things that I've heard probably over the last couple of years, which was nice because I could always say I'm not on the board, so you have to talk with them. The lights, again, the lights at Greenwell and Delhi, and the lights at Delhi and Mount Overno there at Frisch's. I know that years ago we talked about the timing and such, and the county said, well, we've done studies and everything. they're not right. They're not accurate. The turn signal's still coming on there when there's no cars even in the lanes to turn. So maybe we could unpack this one day. I just want to throw it out there and dig in. Maybe I can meet with you, Jack, and whoever else, and kind of look at that. And anyone who lives over there on the east side of the township there and uses that light knows exactly what I'm talking about there at Kroger's, because sometimes you could sit there. It's supposed to be a minute and a half, but you could sit there a long time. And the reason it's a concern of mine is because if you're approaching on Mount Alverno up to Delhi Pike and you have Delhi Liquor Store there and you have traffic backing up and that light is delayed, you sit and you wait and cars are coming up around that bend. I really think that we're asking for trouble there because the cars do back up. So just something I think that we should put on a burner somewhere and look at that again and see if we can get that adjusted, as well as that light there at Greenwell and Delhi. If you're southbound on Greenwell, approaching Delhi Pike, it's as if they have it backwards to where the turn lane, the turn arrow is in the far right lane to turn onto Delhi. So if there's one car that's going straight, everyone is stopped. Nobody can turn right there. To where if you were in that left lane and then you have an arrow, you're able to turn left, it does free up that lane for other cars to, you follow what I'm saying? So it's just something that I think we should look at, and what can be done, I'm not sure. I know the county would be involved, but it is kind of an ongoing issue, so that's all.
Okay, thank you. For myself, the Hamilton County Department of Health has an advisory committee that all the municipalities in Hamilton County belong to. And I was elected to be the chair of that advisory committee at our last meeting. Some of the topics, as you can imagine out there, are about the heroin crises that they're looking at. Also, the high birth rate of infants in Hamilton County. So if you have any concerns about the health department and some of the health issues, please let me know. We meet annually. I'll be meeting with them quarterly, but please let me know. Also, there's been a lot of discussion about roads that are going to be repaved or done this year and next, and we've come to an agreement with the Hamilton County engineer. And this year, everybody will be happy to know, Foley Road from Anderson Ferry to Trenton is going to be repaved, as long as also Rockwell, and then the Hillside Slide is going to be taken care of. Those are our projects for this year. Next year, we've been promised, I'm going to use the word promised, that Anderson Ferry from Foley to Palisades is going to be redone. So we've been working hard. Mr. Rippinger and myself have been working hard, working Mr. Hubbard over a little bit, and he has agreed to these projects for us. Okay, so thank you. All right, we'll go on to the public hearing.
Motion 2018-059, approve the opening of a public hearing for the Delhi Township Street Rehabilitation and Repair Project for 2017-A.
I move motion 2018-059.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion passes. Mr. Rippinger?
Thank you, trustees. This public hearing is to give the property owners an opportunity to be heard in reference to final assessment costs of sidewalks and driveway aprons from the 2017 Delhi Township Rehabilitation Project. We actually sent out a letter to let them know about the hearing and the final bill cost, and out of 50 homeowners, we've already had 20 send the bill in, so there really won't be a lot of assessments going down to Hamilton County.
Is there anybody in the public here to speak about this tonight, to address this? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Motion 2018-060, approve the closing of the public hearing for the Delhi Township Street Rehabilitation and Repair Project 2017-A.
I move motion 2018-060.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. And we'll move on to administration, please.
Motion 2018-061, approve Lori Stutt as a designee to attend Ohio Public Records Training on behalf of the elected officials per the Ohio Attorney General as mandated by Ohio Public Records Law.
I move motion 2018-061.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion passes. Mr. Cameron, this is just an annual thing we have to renew every year. She has been our designee.
She's been designated in the past. You can designate someone to go to the training. That's part of what they allow. I think only Mr. Davis and Mrs. Seavey would need to do that with their terms renewing. But regardless, she's designated to attend for anybody that's up and be in compliance with the public records laws.
Okay, thank you. All right, moving on to Parks and Recreation.
Resolution 2018-040, resolution entering into an agreement with the Delhi Athletic Association, DAA, to allow DAA to paint and prepare the old tot lot for flag football games at Delhi Park, conduct other permitted activities, authorizing the Parks and Recreation Director to execute the agreement, and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
Thank you, trustees. Not unless you have any questions.
No?
Thank you.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense the second reading of the resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Motion 2018-062, approving the hiring of Greg L. Colvin as seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $9 per hour, effective April 9th, 2018, upon the successful completion of the drug testing and background check.
I move motion 2018-062.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion passes. Thank you. Fire Department doesn't have anything tonight, but we'll move on to Public Works.
Resolution 2018-041, resolution ordering final assessment amounts against abutting property owners for the construction, repair, and maintenance of sidewalk and driveway apron improvements along various township streets, ordered, performed in connection with the Delhi Township Street Rehabilitation and Repair Project 2017-A, following notice and hearing, establishing payment terms for the assessments in accordance with revised code 5543.10 and its policy and procedures, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on the resolution, Mr. Ripperger?
Thank you. This just backs up with the hearing and allows us to move forward with that.
Okay, thank you.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2018-042, resolution awarding contract to Bruce Construction Company in the amount of $773,610.04 in connection with the Delhi Township Street Rehabilitation and Repair Project 2018-A, rejecting bids, establishing Huntington Bank as escrow agent, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. Ripperger?
It's been a few years, but we've had Bruce Construction before. I think they're a great company, and the residents will be happy.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes. Thank you. Okay, Police Department.
Resolution 2018-043, resolution declaring a 2002 Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck, which was forfeited to the township by court order, not needed for public use, that it has no value, and authorizing discarding thereof by transfer to Delhi Towing for towing and storage fees, and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption.
Any discussion on this resolution, Chief Howarth?
This truck was the result of an OVI arrest where the state forfeited the vehicle to us. It's going on over 2 years. It's not worth a storage fee, so in lieu of that, we sign the title over to towing company and give it to them, dispose of.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading of the resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes. Community Development.
Resolution 2018-044, resolution accepting proposal and agreement with iWork Systems to provide hosted community development applications and services management software for the Community Development Department, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Sure. Our department currently uses a program called Zone Pro. Zone Pro was recently purchased by iWork. So in that process, they approached us about using their system. We did look around at other operating systems that we could possibly use. The cost was very high. This cost will still be about $4,000 a year, which will be an increase, but we do not have to pay that fee this year. They are going to let us use it for free for the remainder of 2018, so we'll budget for it for 2019. It's a really good system. I've used it before. It's web-based, so our zoning inspector, if we can get equipment for him, he can use it more in the field by photographing things and just doing everything on site instead of having to come back and upload everything into the computer. So it's a really good program. So we're excited about it. So if you guys do approve this tonight, we'll go into contract with them. They will go on ahead and migrate everything over from our existing system to the new iWork system as part of the cost and free fee that they're charging us for this year. So it's a good thing. So we do request that you approve it. So.
Okay, thank you.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading of the resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2018-045, resolution amending and restating the Delhi Township Street Banner Program, the policy, procedures, and application, the agreement with Ad Pro Signs Group, LLC, ratifying the license agreement with Duke Energy Ohio, Inc., authorizing the Township Administrator to execute documents, and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Sure. This is one of the projects I've been wanting to work on since I've been here. We have been pushing the banner program for quite a while with little success, and a lot of what we're hearing is the cost. Currently, it costs, and these are for nonprofit organizations, almost $4,000 a year, or $4,000 if they start from scratch. With the cost reduction, it'll be about $2,400, and even less if people already have an existing banner. So like an example, in the past, we were charging $30 per banner for an application. It added up. So it was about $155 per banner. We have it down to $96. So AdProSign, I approached them. They were very cooperative. Even the printing of the banners has gone from $75 to $56. So if we can get this approved tonight, we'll do another big push next year or this year to hopefully get more participation. Right now, we're really down to about one user left, and that's the skirt game. So I did have interest last year from Our Lady of Victory, the Mount, but they all came back and said the cost is just way too high. So we're hoping this will work and get the program up and going the way it should be operating.
Okay, thank you.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading of the resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2018-046, resolution entering into real estate consulting project engagement with DIN Focused Marketing, Inc., DFM, authorizing the Township Administrator to execute the engagement and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Sure. This is to go into contract with DIN Focused Marketing. They are specializing in market or housing studies. As we have been working with developers, we hear what they can do versus what our plan, the Pike, says we can be doing. So we would like to go into contract with them. This would actually be a township-wide study, not just focused on Delhi Pike, which then goes in turn with Plan the Pike Phase 2, which is the zoning changes we're working on right now. This is a very nice program that they'll have for us. It's not going to be all this paper documents. It's actually a web-based program and platform, so we'll get a lot of valuable information that we can take from this and then share it with developers on what market rate or what apartment rates are doable out here in the township, all kinds of valuable information, and even going to be on the single-family housing too, which is important for us as we're looking, especially on the eastern part of the township, where we have an aging housing stock, and see what kind of information we gather from this housing study as we're looking at possible redevelopment opportunities in the future in that area too. I don't know, Jack and I worked both with Michael Dinn on this contract. I don't know if you have anything you want to add.
Well, I would add, Michael Dinn came from another developer who said when they want to get credible information regarding the housing in an area they want to look at developing, he's the one they go to. So he's come from those who spend their money on doing this and relying on it. I think it's important. I've been here just over a year. One of the focuses of the Plan the Pike effort, and I would agree, is multifamily, proximity to downtown. And the 3 different developers I've engaged with to talk about different sites are looking at us asking, what is it the township's going to do from your end? So I think we need this kind of information, credible information, to push back and make sure if we're going to participate in a development in some fashion, that we have information we can rely on. So I think this is something well worth doing, and he seems to be highly regarded, not just locally, but across the nation. So I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to give us. Now, he may not tell us exactly what we want to hear, but that's okay, because these things follow markets, and he's going to study the market and tell us what he sees.
Okay. Trustee Seavey, you have a question?
Yeah, just one. When we were talking about this before, I considered this to be an additional validation to Plan the Pike Phase 2. Is that a correct interpretation?
Yes, that's a great interpretation to have. And
Okay.
it also may back up Phase 1.
Right. Thank you.
All right. Trustee Davis? No
Good,
question?
good,
Okay.
good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second, the motion to dispense with the second reading of the resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading? Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes. Thank you.
Resolution 2018-047, resolution providing for the removal of a junk motor vehicle at 4009 Andrews Avenue and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yeah, as you can see based on the photos on the screen, this is a junk motor vehicle. It is completely missing the back tire and rims. It is sitting in the driveway at 4009 Andrews Avenue, so it is right out in the public right-of-way pretty much, so it is highly visible. So it was in that state of condition this morning, so we do request you declare it a nuisance.
Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second, the motion to dispense with the second reading of the resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2018-048, resolution declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 421 Leith Avenue and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second, the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yeah, this property is located at the corner of Leith and Mayhew. This is a repeat offender, and as you can tell based on the photos, there's quite a bit of debris, including a sofa that's on the rear deck. It was in that condition this morning, so we do request you declare it a nuisance.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second, the motion to dispense with the second reading of the resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2018-049, resolution declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 5554 Cleander Drive and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second, the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
Yeah, this is another repeat offender at 5554 Cleander. You do see a tarp in that one photo. This photo was taken after the complaint came in, and a tarp was placed over most of the debris that was out there. So it was in that condition as of this morning, so we do request you declare it a nuisance.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second, the motion to dispense with the second reading of the resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Resolution passes. We're going to move on to citizen comments. I don't have any input, but I would like to invite up Commander of the Delhi Veterans Association, Don Osterfeld.
Thank you, trustees. I'm here this evening to talk about a little bit about the Vietnam War. As of March the 29th, 2018, tomorrow is going to be noted as National Vietnam War Veterans Day. There will be ceremonies all over the country proclaiming this day as when the war ended in 1975. Most of the veterans that were coming home at the end of the war were, in other words, I'll say, not appreciated for what they had done for the country. They were booed, called names, and spat upon. And so this is to make up for what had happened almost 60 years ago. Like I said, there will be celebrations all over the country doing this. And the DOD, the Department of Defense, has determined the dates of the Vietnam War to be the starting date of November the 1st, 1955, until May the 15th, 1975, when the war came to the end. The reason of the starting date rolled back to 1955 is that we did have men on the ground in Vietnam, and some of them never came home. As of November 1st, 1955 to May the 15th, 1975, no matter where you served or what you did, you will be known as a Vietnam War veteran. The Delhi Veterans Association had a ceremony here on February the 13th, where 31 veterans received the Veterans Vietnam War label pin for their service to our country. So that's what this day is all about.
So Don, is this the first year they've honored it?
As far as I know, this
This is the first year that they've honored it?
Yes, yeah, I received the information this afternoon
Okay.
on it.
All right. Well, thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Don.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Announcement of community events.
The Community Easter Egg Hunt, hosted by the Delhi Business Association, is Saturday, March 31st at 10 a.m. It will be at the Delhi Park Lodge at 5125 Foley Road. The history of the Kenyon Bar neighborhood, presented by the Delhi Historical Society and Sailor Park Historical Society, will be Monday, April 9th from 7 to 8 p.m. It will be at the Delhi Park Lodge at 5125 Foley Road. The Delhi Township Veterans Association General Meeting will be Tuesday, April 10th from 7:30 to 8:30. It is at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. The Community Electronics Recycling Day is Saturday, April 14th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is at Oak Hills High School at 3200 Ebenezer Road. Help Save the Bees, lecture hosted by the Delhi Parks and Recreation Department, is Tuesday, April 17th. It will be at 6:30 at the Glen Carter Lodge at 5125 Foley Road. The Delhi Community Yard Sale, hosted by the Delhi Parks and Recreation Department, is Saturday, April 21st from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. It will be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. The Clean Up Delhi Day, hosted by the Delhi Parks and Recreation Department, is Saturday, May 5th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It will be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. The Delhi Spring Craft and Vendor Show, hosted by the Delhi Parks and Recreation Department, is Saturday, May 12th from 9 to 2 p.m. It will be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. That's all we have.
All right. Thank you so very much. Okay. Our next regular scheduled meeting is Wednesday, April 11th at 6 o'clock. And the board would like to wish everyone a very happy Easter. And
Yes, with no further business to be brought before the board, I move we adjourn.
Second the motion?
all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Again, happy Easter.